Good good afternoon. It's September 15th. I'm in an unusual part of the city for me. And, well, not that unusual, but I don't walk down here very often. And that's the Southland Mall over there. So I'm south of the Southland Mall, which is way down south. South end of Albert is over there. Chapters, the bookstore, is over there. Lots of those sorts of things. I'm going to go walk in over on this area over here, which I have done once before, but not recently. And probably get right down to the edge of town here. I had to run an errand down here, so I thought I would explore. Hello, Paul in Toronto. You can see a little color starting to show up in the leaves here. Not sure where these sidewalks go over here. Is it just a loop? Like if I go in there, do I just get stuck? Looks like it. They're called Albert Park Estates. I think that's what the whole neighborhood is called, Albert Park. But not sure what happens if you go down there. Let's go find out. I think it might just be a loop and I'm just trapped in here, but kind of a nice green space they have in the middle here. They're probably condos. There's an alley up here at least, if nothing else. So the errand that brought me down here was buying kitty litter. It's usually what brings me down here. Well, I think the Farmer's Almanac says we're going to have a colder than usual winter, but it's not exactly scientific. Yeah, it just takes us to an alley here, so we'll follow it this way. It's about 14 degrees today right now, so it is fairly cool. Pleasant for walking. It's been gray all day. Spat a little rain, but nothing significant. We've had one frost warning, but I don't think the frost amounted to anything. On the backside here, trees but no greenery. And here's another courtyard here. Unauthorized vehicles will be towed. It's all part of the same estates. I've never really been down here before among this particular development. You can hear the traffic from the ring road. Hello, Yassine, I guess? From Morocco. Well, that's a long way from here. Thanks for walking with me. This is not my usual time of walking, so I'm usually more likely to be walking in the morning, but not always. That tree's really starting to look fallish, isn't it? Alright, well, this will take us around this way. I doubt there's anything further. The other side of those houses is south end of Albert Street, the highway, the ring road, all that stuff. At some point, I know that we can get right down to the edge of town along here somewhere. Get a view of the prairie. It's quite a nice neighborhood back in here, though. Good mature trees. Looks like it was probably built in the 60s from the style of the houses. 60s, 70s. It's that Brady Bunch era. That's what I always compare it to. It's a story of a lovely lady bringing up three very lovely girls. It's very hard to stop singing that song if you start. And now I started. All of them had hair of gold, like their mother, the youngest one in curls. Stop! It's the story of a man named Brady. I can't stop. Was busy with 3 boys of his own. They were 4 men living all together, but they were all alone. Shall I just finish? I guess I might as well. Till the one day when this lady met this fella, and they knew that it was much more than a hunch, that this group must somehow form a family. That's the way we all became the Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. That's the way we became the Brady Bunch. Oh, the things that stick in your head when you're a kid. Anyway, that's what this neighborhood reminds me of. And now we've seen 2 dogs already, so you never take a walk without seeing people walking dogs. That's for sure. The color in those too, it's becoming more and more prominent. Yeah, there's a park up here, I knew there was. Right here, bit of a park. Green space anyway. I think there's a path through it up here, so we'll take that. And I think that'll take us right down to the edge of town. There's a bit of a berm you can walk along there if I decide to do so. So let's take a turn through the park. A turn for the worse. I hope it isn't, but it's a playground. See the cars zipping by over there. There's not much point in going that way. It's just takes you along by the edge of the trees and around. So I'll go this way. I can't remember how long it's been since I walked here. Might even have been last summer. I know it wasn't winter. Might have been a year since I've been down this way doing this particular area. Airplane going over because we're close to the airport. Well, you're always close to the airport, really, but even closer than usual. See cars over there going over the overpass, and you can see them zipping by down here on the ring road. And if we follow this path around, does it connect, or do I have to go through the trees if I'm going to get down to the berm there? Let's go this way. Working wise, it's been publishing stuff all day long. So much publishing stuff. And I'll be away a bit, although I will have opportunity to work while I'm away, but I will certainly lose a few days here and there. So I have to get a bunch of stuff ready to go. Which means these walks will be infrequent next week, although I might check in from somewhere. I don't know yet. I'll have my equipment with me, and maybe I'll find an interesting place to walk. There's the ring road. So this is the southern edge of town. Probably city limits is, I don't know exactly where city limits is. Probably a bit further down the other way. We'll walk along the berm here for a bit. Down into people's backyards. The fence will clear away here in a minute, and we'll get a better, clearer view of the edge of town here. So there you go, just prairie on out that way. Various businesses over there. That place has sold trailers for a long time. Now, the only trouble here is I may have got myself fairly well stuck up here on the dike. So I'll keep an eye out for where I might be able to go back into the residential area. Because I've walked along here before. Is that a way through? I think it might be. Just, nope, no it's not. I'll keep going up here then. Seems to be a lot of little bugs coming out of the trees for some reason. Oh, sorry, I just saw that note from Paul. Canadian version of the bestsellers list? Like the New York Times? I don't know. I guess the Globe and Mail has one and the National Post. I don't know. Nothing that has the cachet of the New York Times bestsellers list. Ooh, there's a nice backyard with a pool. This looks like, yeah, no, it's just one big backyard. Nice deck, a pool. Somebody that enjoys their outdoor living. There's a good view of the prairie. What's that? That's a Bright Span Building Systems. So like Quonsets, I guess. Got the Brady Bunch theme stuck in my head. Duck. See what I mean? Once I'm out here, I'm kind of stuck until I find a hole through somebody's fence. There should be a street before too long. And then I'll go back into the residential area. They have a covered deck. It's a bit unusual. Another opening. Affordable trailer, says that business over there. Here's a tree embracing fall for sure. Move and drive, exit 500 meters. I'd rather not walk that far, but I may have to. I think there's a break before then, but I'm not 100% sure. Beware of dog. Woof woof. Don't hear anybody barking at me though. Up here maybe there's a end of a street I can get onto. Hi, Kirkton, Vancouver. We're down at the south edge of town today. That's a big house there. Okay. I guess it's a house. Actually, it's not a house. Oh, I remember that before. Thinking it was a house, and then I went down beside it on the way back, maybe. It was actually like a gym or something. It wasn't just a house. I think I remember that. Heck, maybe I will end up all the way down at the Queen Street, I think, might be where I have to walk to before I can get back onto the other side of the fences here. I thought I could do it before then, but it's beginning to look like I'm stuck out here. Well, it's a little different. Good view of the prairie. For those who watch me walk around in all the treed areas, this is really the landscape we live in. Flat and treeless for the most part, except where people have planted them. Move and drive next right. Yeah, I'm going to end up right at Queen Street, I think. Ah, well. Hello, Bruce. Yeah, I could go in there sometime. I don't imagine they would mind if I recorded in there. I generally try to avoid that sort of thing because I never know if people want me to. Like, I did have a security guard tell me I wasn't supposed to video inside the Cornwall Centre. Considering how many people are walking around with phones, you know that a million videos have been taken inside there. Hello, pussycat. Hope he stays well away from the road. Staying well away from me. Probably he can get under that fence if he wants to. Will I see him again, or does he... I think he went under the fence to avoid me. Okay, here we go. Here's the street. I haven't been to the museum for a long time. I remember as a kid bringing a fossil that I had up here to ask somebody what it was. It's just a little rounded stone that had some seashells fossilized in it. We picked up in Paladar Canyon in Texas, which was not too far from where I lived in Texas, the Lubbock, Tulia. What they call the Panhandle, that bit that sticks up in the north, that's where we lived before we moved up here. Was I right? Is this Queen? Oh, it's not Queen. Queen is a little further. This is McTavish. Anyway, this is the one we will take to start heading back toward the car. Been walking for 20 minutes. So I might still go a little further west before I turn east. Okay, so we'll leave the prairie here, the edge of town, and go over here where all of a sudden it's civilized again. Landscaped anyway. That's a nice house there. Not really new, but newer than many. Now here I'm just trying to avoid getting trapped in cul-de-sacs. It's always a possibility. Oop. So this is a bay. You don't want to go into a bay. A bay will just turn around at the end and spit you back out again. Rogers Road there would take me back the way I came, but it's a little too close to the way I already walked, so I'll keep going north a little bit here. Eventually I'll hit Gordon Road, and that's definitely the one I'd have to take if I go that far. Oh, there's a park here. I'd forgotten that. we can go into this little park. New Albert Park. As opposed to old Albert Park, I guess. Quite lovely. Green, big trees. Looks like a nice playground, too. A bit of a creek through the middle. Looks dry, but... yeah, that'd be nice to have your backyard and going out onto the park here. Especially if you had kids. The bridge down there over the dry creek. Actually kind of old and faded looking, but still that'd be fun to play on if you're the right age. Soccer field down here. Bit of a bridge over there too. Culvert really, but because I'm sure that creek is really a storm channel. Drains the streets up ahead of us here. Very nice. I think that soccer field slants a little uphill in one direction, so you'd want to change directions to be fair. And here's the sign at this end telling us this is New Albert Park. Oh, this street is familiar. This must be Queen Street because my friend Rob Urson lives not far from here, and I've driven down the street, a million times. Oh, look at that old car. And there's the ring road again. So if we'd kept coming, we would have ended up here anyway. So this is Queen Street. And Rob, who's also my daughter's voice teacher, and he's artistic director for Do It With Class, Young People's Theatre, lives in this neighborhood. So I came down this street often with my daughter, taking her to voice lessons. Is there any water in the creek? Let's go take a look down. Over the little culvert here. It's just a little mud, it looks like. But I'm sure at times it has a lot of water in it. I remember when that house was built. Oh, another note there. It's easier to read stuff today. It has occurred to me that maybe I could make money at this if I contacted real estate companies and said I would do walks in their neighborhoods of their houses or developments. I'd have to be careful what I said, though. You wouldn't want to say things like, "That's the ugliest house I ever saw," and then find out that's the one they're trying to sell. That probably wouldn't go over well. There's another bay, so we don't want to go down it, because it just goes in and out. Like that. Don't know that the city would ever pay anything. They'd use a city employee if they were going to do something like that. But the real estate idea might not be entirely stupid. It'd be nice to monetize this in some fashion. I'm still a long way from having enough subscribers, but I only had 40 when I started a year and 3 months ago? A year and 5 months ago, maybe. Call it a year and a half. It's not quite a year and a half. And I have 520 or thereabouts right now subscribers, so you never know. I might get to 1,000, at which point I could monetize it in some minor fashion. This is Groom Avenue. I'm coming down because it takes me in the direction I want to go without going all the way up to Gordon Road. It's a very broad street, Groom Avenue. Very broad. Very broad indeed. About twice as wide as the road out front of our house. I think it's Crescent. Bit of a southwestern adobe look to that one, but not quite really. Again, this all says 60s, maybe 70s, but I'm thinking 60s. Some of these design features. Quiet. Haven't seen much traffic, that's for sure. A couple of people with dogs, one jogger, a couple of pedestrians, a couple of cars. And this whole walk since I left the parking lot at Southland Mall. Yellow showing up in that tree. Down here's a nice place to walk in the colorful part of the fall. Give it another month and it can be quite pretty. Bit less than a month. We'll probably hit the peak here in 2 or 3 weeks. This is McTavish, which is where we came off of the berm up there. So can I go up? Another block without running into Gordon Road. Lots of people coming down McTavish here. Probably can explore a little different because I think I walked along Groom last time I walked around here. So Gordon Road is still some distance up there. Not too far. Oh, there it is. 2 or 3 blocks still to Gordon Road. So what is this? This is a road, so it'll keep me going. Oh, there's a bit of a park over there too. Parks are always interesting. Another airplane going over up there. This is Cowie Road. Still mowing grass. So what is in this park then? Hey, what's it all about? Oh, it's a schoolyard. That's what it is. Oh, I've been in that school. I did an opera in that school. Back in the early 90s when I was doing Prairie Opera. That was one of the schools we performed in when we came to Regina. And I don't know what year that was, 94 or 5. First year I did it was winter of 94. I did it 3 years in a row. So it could have been 94, 95, or 96. Anyway, I was in a lot of schools in Saskatchewan over those 3 years because we did 2 shows a day in 2 different schools for 6 weeks, basically. Month to 6 weeks. So every school in the province looks vaguely familiar to me, even if it wasn't one I was in, because so many of them are built along, especially the ones that were around then, built in the same sort of patterns from the 60s. This has a newer part, which may not have been here when I did that, because these look like temporary classrooms that have become permanent. Cheap way to expand a school. Oh, let's take this path down here at the end of the schoolyard. If it takes me anywhere, it just takes me to the schoolyard. I thought maybe it ran along the fence, but not really. Okay, we'll stay on the road. Nice little entrance with the roses there, geraniums, whatever they are. Not roses, they're red. They're not roses. Roses are red, but so are other things. There's one for sale, if you're looking. Oh, nope. Somebody's getting new windows put in. It's not for sale. That's an interesting tree. A little different from most. Don't know what species it is. An arborist, I am not. Our next opportunity to go east is up here. Probably don't want to go too much further north because I've probably already gone further north than the parking lot the car's in. So maybe this, if it takes me on down the way I want to go, might be as far north as I want to go. Streets cooperating. That's the word I was trying to find. Ruff, 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 ruff. This is a drive, so it should keep going. Really, the girl on the skateboard thinks so, unless that's a boy. Difficult to tell. Lincoln Drive? Lincoln Drive. Let's follow Lincoln Drive. Let's follow the skateboard. Yeah, I think this will take us down where we want to go. Maybe another school up here. There's a lot of people on this side of the sidewalk. If they don't clear out, I'll change sides so I don't walk through them. I'll do that. Yeah, because that's the mall coming into sight up there, and the car's parked behind it. How long have I been here? Only 34 minutes. I thought it was longer than that. Well, I'm not at the car yet. Stretch it out a bit if I do go all the way up to Gordon Road and around. Arlington Street. I have a friend who lives in Arlington, Texas. Don't have an Oculus. Probably get motion sick. But I wouldn't mind playing with one sometime. I'm just not sure I want to own one. Arlington Street. That's Gordon Road up there, and I think if I went up that way, I would have to go all that way. I have a cornfield going on at this end. Odin Walk. Really? The Allfather of Norse mythology walks here. That's something. Wonder if that's a dead end. No, I don't think it is. Well, let's take Odin Walk then. Maybe we'll run into him. If you see a guy with an eye patch, careful what you say. If I had a hammer, I could pretend to be Thor. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. This looks like it's might go through. Yes, it does go through. Let's go that way. No sidewalks, but it goes through. And up here is the parking lot for the Southland Mall. So we have come full circle, but I'm quite a bit further north than where I parked the car. So I'll have to go down to my right a bit and cross the street at some point. No point in just walking through the parking lot, that's kind of boring. No point getting run over either, it's even more boring, or rather a little too exciting. Can be quite a bit of traffic along here, so I may end up walking as far south as I need to go before I can cross the street. I don't believe there's a crosswalk to be had for some distance here. Some housing here. I smell food. Someone's cooking supper or something. It smells good because I'm hungry. Could probably have done it there, but there are cars coming, so we'll go down a little further here. Yeah, they just made people stop for them. So this is the Southland Mall up here. Kind of the boring end of it, that there's a Safeway there. We'll get over here on the sidewalk. Hi, Kay. Lonely? Oh, I don't know. Any place is lonely if you don't know anybody. If you know people, it's not lonely. I don't find it lonely, but then I'm also the kind of person that's usually just perfectly happy to be by myself, so I may not be the one to notice. But, you know, if you got friends, no place is lonely. If you don't have friends, big cities are lonely. So if you were going to the Southland Mall movie theater, you'd go in here. Food court's not too far inside these doors as well. So, well, I've done not quite 45 minutes. Basically back to the car, or will be in a moment. So, a bit shorter than I thought it would be, but a bit longer than not walking at all, which was what I did yesterday, because I was so busy. Anyway, yes, there's the entrance back there from this side into the mall. There's a library branch just around this corner up here, which is another entrance into the mall. And I see my car, so over here and just show this entrance by the library, which I have done programming in at various times. These windows, behind those windows is the library. Library. It's easy to say library, but it's library. A library would be a very, very tart berry, I guess. Worse than a choke cherry, a library. Although I suppose if you were, could be something magical that you give people that you can tell the truth. In Harry Potter, they could have had libraries. I could see that. And there's where I started. So that will be it. I was sure that would take me an hour. Not even close to an hour. But thanks for walking with me. Tomorrow should be around the lake. That's what I'm anticipating anyway. So